mynews.studio.
You can picture it, smoke drifting above oil fields as world leaders gather. Nearly 200 nations have just agreed. Can a single promise redirect the world's energy path?
Today is August 29th, 2025. For the first time, almost 200 countries have pledged to move away from fossil fuels. This came out of the COP28 climate summit, and many are describing it as a key turning point in climate policy.
Exactly. The agreement aims for net zero emissions by 2050. More than 60 countries have gone a step further. They're committing to triple renewable energy capacity and double energy efficiency by 2030. That's a big shift. But can we unpack what transition away really means?
Right, because transitioning away isn't the same as a total phase-out. It means countries could still use fossil fuels, especially if they rely on carbon capture and storage. So there's some built-in flexibility. Do you think that helps, or does it risk weakening the agreement?
Some would say it's a pragmatic step. Economies like Nigeria, South Africa, and Australia have all signed on. But then there are critics who argue the language is too vague. There aren't binding national targets and no strict deadlines for cutting fossil fuel use. So, the phrase transitioning away could mean very different things from country to country.
That brings up accountability. There's no strict enforcement here, no penalties for missing targets. Instead, COP28 is leaning on transparency, public reporting, and peer review. Every country has to update its nationally determined contributions by 2025, and progress gets checked every 5 years. But is international pressure enough to make this stick?
That's the big question. The agreement is betting on public scrutiny, ongoing diplomacy, and monitoring from civil society groups and international bodies. The theory is that no country wants to be seen as the one slowing things down. But without legal teeth, can peer pressure really change behavior?
And then there's the funding side. Wealthier countries are supposed to provide at least $100 billion a year to help developing nations shift their energy systems. That includes grants, low-interest loans, investment, and technology transfer. But this target's been missed before. Do you think it'll actually happen this time?
It's a real concern. The agreement also sets up a new loss and damage fund, meant to help countries affected most by climate disasters. But when it comes to the details, who gets what, how much, and when, that's still being worked out. There's a growing call for the process to be transparent and based on real needs.
So even though the agreement is historic, it leaves gaps. There's no final phase-out of fossil fuels, and carbon capture is still allowed. So there's flexibility, maybe too much. Should future summits push for firmer commitments and actual timelines?
If the goal is to stay below 1.5 degrees Celsius of warming, that's probably necessary. This deal sets a new global standard, and the unity is real. But implementation is everything. Will it reshape economies, jobs, even politics? Definitely. But how quickly and how fairly? That's still unresolved.
It really is about the stakes, billions of lives, and the health of whole ecosystems. Now, the world's watching to see if this promise leads to actual changes or just ends up as another missed chance.
So that's where things stand. A worldwide commitment, a sense of hope, but some big unknowns about what comes next.
Thank you for joining us as we unpacked the COP28 agreement and what it could mean for the world.
We appreciate you listening. This episode was brought to you by mynews.studio. Give it a try. It's free.